welcome to today's edition of 3 Minute Warning.
Show where we take 5 of the hottest topics in sports and break them down in 3 minutes or less. My name is Michael Medina, and with me as always is David Griffin.
We also have Stephen Fox up in the booth making it happen. Say hi, Stephen.
What's up, guys?
So today we're going to be talking about some NBA to start things off. We're going to start that clock going. James Harden has done it again. He broke his own record. They said about a month ago, not even a month ago, 50 points. Now he scored 51 points last night.
He doesn't even know how he did it.
He doesn't know. Look, he's confused. Like, wait, what did I do? Scored 51 points, just making the push for his MVP. But the thing is, he's getting a lot of the attention, but last night was a great night for several top athletes. Steph Curry broke Chris Paul's ankles the other day, so Chris Paul came back last night with 41 points, 17 assists.
Had to prove himself.
Chris Paul had an excellent game last night. Westbrook, another triple-double. This one time it's official.
Yeah.
Now he has 10 on the season.
Making it look
31, 11, 11. 31 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Great game. I mean, it's a great time for the NBA right now.
It is.
Great
it
time
is.
for
It's
the
actually
NBA.
a lot of
These players are tearing it up.
We're getting a lot of great performances, but I'm not going to lie. I'm getting kind of tired of all these guys, these athletes, voting for other players. Talking about Kevin Love, talking about, I'd go with Westbrook and Steph Curry being asked and stuff. It's just focus on your game. We'll worry about the MVP. But at the same time, it is fun to think that we do have so many names that could be potential MVPs.
There's other guys who don't really talk about that much. I mean, you have Kyrie. I mean, right now with the 50 points, Harden has joined Kyrie as only the second player this season to score multiple 50-point games. So it's big. It's a big time in the NBA right now.
Yeah,
I mean, the MVP race is tight. I mean, you have all these teams battling. You have the Pelicans are a game and a half behind Oklahoma City right now. So you have Anthony Davis is hustling, trying to make it happen, doing his thing. The sad thing with Anthony Davis is he's like the whole team. He has to do everything. A lot of these
so
guys,
good though.
And if you look at LeBron, LeBron has great stats this season too, but he doesn't have to do that much. He's which is good for him. He's protecting that 30-year-old body. He doesn't have to score 50 points a game.
Exactly. When you have Kevin Love and Kyrie, you have the luxury of doing that.
Yeah, he can just kind of chill. I mean, what does this mean for the MVP race? Does this help Harden? I mean, it's just 51 points. Every day it's like the MVP race changes because all these guys are having huge games.
I'm still sticking with my guy, Steph Curry. I just think that the planets have aligned. It's his year. He's doing big. Unless something ridiculous happens that prevents him from winning it, I think it should be him. But no, Harden's definitely making a strong case. He's really stepped up. Dwight was gone for a good chunk of the season. He really, filled that void, stepped up, and he's been doing great.
How do you see Houston doing in the playoffs? Because right now, I mean, you have Dwight Howard's coming back. He's still finding his footing. Another one of their guards is out on injury. So, I mean, how do you see them doing? Think they can make a push in the Western Conference?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, they're third right now, but they're tied with Memphis. Again, if Harden can
No one talks about Memphis.
No one does.
They're not any conversation about Memphis. It's like, they're winning, but who cares about Memphis?
They're not a sexy team. They're not a sexy team. No, but again, it's just like Harden's doing great things. If he can keep this streak going, keep carrying this team, and that's another thing too. That's why, like when I talk about MVPs, we talk about Westbrook. This is what I'm saying. Somebody like Harden's really stepping up for his team. You know what I mean? He's playing that team game. These guys need him. They're relying on him. Westbrook, as great of a season as he's having, and he's a tremendous athlete.
He had 11 assists last night.
Yeah, but
that's
it pads
right
his own stats. It's more about his own stats.
31 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Westbrook, MVP. Should he be the MVP? Hashtag 3MW here at thestream.tv. Let us know what you think. We are moving on to the next topic. NFL. We have April Fools and some Tony Romo. Yesterday was April Fools.
Had to stay away from the internet.
Poor Romo.
Oh, that poor
Let's start with Romo then first. Romo had to restructure
his
his contract, which he didn't mind. It's not like he doesn't lose. When he restructures his contract, he doesn't lose money. I think he gets more on the bonus end.
Yeah, he's getting moved around a little bit.
Yeah, because DeMarco Murray, he was going to restructure for him. I think DeMarco actually asked him if he would restructure. DeMarco said, or he said, yeah, I'll restructure it for you if DeMarco leaves.
Yeah. This is interesting, though, because this frees up, I want to say, like $12.9 million in cap space.
Who's out there right now?
And the rumor is Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, all day AP.
Vikings said that they don't want to part ways. But Peterson said that he doesn't want to go back to Minnesota.
No.
So with this extra amount of cap space, they could bring him over. That would be pretty dangerous. I know they brought over Darren McFadden, who's kind of injury plagued, never really quite lived up to his potential. But still would be
that's not a bad backup.
That's a good 1-2 punch.
McFadden can go off for passes and everything. It's almost like little wide receivers. You have McFadden and Adrian Peterson. That's a great backfield.
That would be money well spent.
I don't know. What do y'all think? Adrian Peterson as Dallas Cowboy. That's a little scary. Romo had a good season.
The Cowboys had a good season.
That's a good trade.
Not a bad team.
Adrian Peterson comes healthy and comes back strong. I mean, he's had time to rest his body. He hasn't been playing, so he's not getting banged up. That would be huge. That'd be big. So talking about April Fools, the Indianapolis Colts had a nice, they tweeted out this new all-white kit Wait, sorry, that's a soccer term I use all the time. Trying to look like Real Madrid up in there with the all white. Look at that.
Los Blancos.
Just all white. Los Blancos. I don't know about the all white jersey.
Well,
no blue, but it is April Fool's.
Yeah,
April Fool's.
I was reading the article. I'm like, this can't be right. What is this? It was like, oh, it's April Fool's, whatever. But it looks legit.
It does.
It look like legit photos, but it's clearly a joke.
I thought it was clever. The Colts, I mean, it's fun. I love the different type of jerseys. NFL is pretty standard when it comes to. They don't do too much mixing up and down.
That's definitely a college thing.
That's more of a college thing.
Crazy.
They go crazy. But about Romo, going back to I want to go back to the Cowboys a little bit more. What do you think the Cowboys need? Do you think Adrian Peterson would get them over the hump? They had DeMarco Murray. They had one of the best running backs in the league. Do you think Adrian Peterson would make that much of a difference to make them better?
I think so. I mean, you definitely. And here's the thing. You're right about DeMarco Murray last season. The thing is, Murray's gone now, and you have Darren McFadden, who I mentioned earlier. Pretty injury prone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you want a guy that's a little bit more durable. Not saying that Peterson couldn't get hurt, but you want that 1-2 punch to because you need to establish that run game. I mean, obviously Romo's definitely a pass-happy type of quarterback, but you need that solid run. I've always been about the run. I'm a Bears fan. We run the ball. We play defense, or at least try not of last, late. But yeah, that's what you got to focus on.
Well, since now that we know that the all-white jersey is not a real deal, what's your favorite type of sports jersey? Soccer, baseball, or hockey, or any other type of?
That's a tough one, but I would have to go in terms of just fit. I'd go soccer jersey just because they fit well, they're not oversized, and they're so light, so they're comfortable. Like football jerseys tend to be a little bigger.
Yep.
Basketball, baseball, so soccer.
I like the hockey jerseys myself. I just love the style. They're big, but I grew up, in kind of the cold climate in Buffalo, and I'm just kind of used to that cold. I like the big jerseys. Okay, so we are going to move on to the next one. We're moving here. We got NFL draft.
Yes.
More NFL.
Yep.
More
it's
NFL.
all about the youth.
We're talking about the NFL draft right now. Yeah, we're talking about some pro day speed, fast guys. We were specifically talking about Phillip Dorsett.
Look at him looking good now.
I don't know if he's related to Tony Dorsett.
No.
No relation?
No relation.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, anyway, he ran a 4.25. On a second run, he ran a 4.27. He's a fast dude.
Yes, he is.
Fast dude. One of the fastest guys in the league. Got a $100,000 bonus from Adidas. He actually signed with Adidas.
Big money.
Because of his speed. He was one of the 3 fastest guys in the combine.
Yeah, I think he was technically the third fastest.
Right.
Yeah, so that's
seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
He's taking, I believe, 3 courses right now, finishing up his sociology degree for his mom.
That's how we do it at the
Always for the moms. Always doing it for the mom.
You the real MVP.
Yeah, real MVP mom. So it's great for him. But let's talk about speed in the combine and in the pro days. I mean, everybody hypes up, how fast is his 40? How fast is his 40? It seems like, Marshawn, as big as he is, he ran a 4.46.
Yeah.
He's a beast. But he's a beast. He doesn't need to be the fastest guy in the field because he just plows people over. So is speed Bush is fast? What's the big deal with speed?
I think the 40 is not important, but I think speed in general is. Let's look at somebody like Deion Sanders back in the day. He was a good corner, but he was fast.
Very fast.
You look at some of these, and that's one of the biggest differences between college and the NFL and the pros. Take some defensive players, let's take a middle linebacker that could run a 4.3 or something ridiculous. Imagine having a big dude that could run that fast. I love speed. I love playing the game fast, like basketball. I love fast basketball, football, all this stuff. I think it's important, but of course there's so many other factors. You got to be smart. You got to know how to read offenses or defenses. There's so many factors.
You have to be able to run routes.
Exactly.
Because even older receivers, look at like Percy Harvin and those guys, even in their older years, they can still beat guys because they're such good route runners. Jerry Rice was he stayed for a long time. He could still beat guys, not on speed, but because he could run routes. So it'll be interesting to see how good of a route runner Phillip Dorsett. Of course,
and that's the thing.
The pro day is a scripted thing,
exactly.
So we don't know exactly how good he is.
With the smarts and speed, though, that's a deadly combination.
But we're also going to look at his off-the-field stuff, which is great. It's really good. He's finishing his sociology degree. He seems like a good kid. Stayed pretty much his whole time there. He's going to get his degree. He's going to graduate. And it's interesting to see how that plays into it. Because everything right now is about, famous Jameis Winston, saying he's the best guy in the draft. Some people call it cocky. He probably is going to be the number 1 pick, so he's probably speaking truth. But what do you think about off-the-field antics? How does that play into a decision when you're drafting somebody?
For me personally, I'd imagine that it would be huge. I know it would be to me, just because of the fact that you want to make sure we talk about, I mentioned it before, like Jamarcus Russell, a guy that has all the talent, had a great pro day, you know what I mean? But just mentally, he just was not together. You don't want to have a guy like a Ryan Leaf that seems great on paper, but is just a complete head case.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like Manning, was better. It'll be interesting to see what Winston does. Maybe Winston will be that rare case where he just breaks out of that. Because Vince Young, we never saw that stuff coming.
Yeah,
he didn't really have anything too bad in college, but he got to the pros and then he just kind of collapsed, which is too bad after winning Rookie of the Year. We're going to go talk about some NHL now. Start that clock again. Talk about Sidney Crosby.
Sid the Kid.
Sid the Kid is supposed to be kind of like the savior of hockey when he first came in. He actually played for Buffalo, I think, for the Sabres a little bit. The minor, like younger leagues when he was young. Scored 300th goal, 5th Penguins player to do so, 18th active player to do so. So it's a good milestone. It's not the best, but it's like hitting 500 home runs in baseball.
Yeah, and I mean 500 home runs was a mile. Back in the day, 500 home runs was pretty much a guaranteed ticket into the Hall of Fame.
Now it's kind of like, yeah, we've seen it before.
Yeah,
we're spoiled. We're spoiled.
But the thing is, the PEDs have kind of tarnished that as well.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So that kind of hurt.
There's always that asterisk.
Exactly. But nonetheless, it's still an amazing milestone, especially for a storied franchise like the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
And you're looking at guys like Mario Lemieux and things like that.
Jaromir
Jagr.
All those
So
guys.
so good for him. This is quite the accomplishment.
It's interesting with Sidney because he was kind of hailed. I remember when he first came in. He's very talented, very good guy, but he was kind of hailed as the savior, maybe the next Wayne Gretzky. But we look at him kind of like almost like a Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods comparison. You look at Wayne Gretzky's total goals that I have here, 894.
Yeah.
Total goals.
And the second is like 80 something.
Yeah, like 2,000 career point, like just ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, he's good. Sidney, I don't know if he'll catch, Wayne Gretzky though. I just don't. I mean, he's 27, so he's 27. It's 300. I mean, he's still got 594 to go.
I mean, unless he stays healthy, because that's a big part of sports nowadays.
Yeah.
Staying healthy, and he just needs to go on a tear.
And how important are championships in this level? I mean, you have look like a guy like Michael Jordan with all the rings. You have Wayne Gretzky has 4. Crosby has 1.
Yeah.
How important are champions? Like, let's say like a Dan Marino who never got to the Super Bowl.
Here's the thing. This is where it gets kind of tricky because it's not fair. Like again, like Dan Marino, who clearly is a great player and stuff, not winning one. Let's look at the Manning brothers. Peyton has 1 championship to Eli's 2. Does that mean Eli's better? Of course not.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, you would like to be remembered. When you're done, you'd like to leave your legacy. Look at somebody like Jordan with his 6 rings. Right. You'd like to be seen and remembered as a champion. Yeah. So that's got to sting, especially like when you get older. When you're younger, maybe not as much. You don't think about stuff like that. But once you've already been in the league, let's say 15 years or whatever, and you've yet to win one, suddenly that becomes like you don't want to leave without experiencing that at least once.
The good thing with Crosby, at least he does have at least 1.
Yeah.
He's got 1. So nobody can say he never won a championship. He does have 1. Let's talk about... I want to talk about, last but not least, memorable sporting achievements. For you, which sport, what do you like? Do you like 500, what is it, points in basketball? Do you like the 500 home run marker? I mean, what is it for you?
For me, growing up, again, Bonds has the asterisk. So that kind of kills it for me. But for me, growing up, I always saw the Hank Aaron become the home run king. Like, I've seen that highlight a million times in my lifetime, and I love it. It's great.
For me, I love the golf. I like Tiger Woods when he was youngest person ever to win the Masters. That was really cool. That was a great event. He just killed the field in that one. We're going to go on to now the last topic. Some NCAA basketball. Got to talk about, I mean, it's not going on. Well, it is going on. They got the not invited tournament, as Michael is sporting out. Or in the NITs, Miami's going to the finals against Stanford and Sons. Going against Stanford and Sons there.
Yeah.
So Miami's doing its thing. Representing the ACC. Duke is doing its thing. Represent the ACC. So there's some big matchups. We want to talk about the best player in the Final Four because you can't help but look at these guys and be like, hey, what are they going to do in the NBA? Yep. Where are they going to go? So I picked 3 to talk about. There's more than 3. There's other guys. Michigan State has pretty good guards. But let's talk about Jahlil Okafor from Duke. Big man, almost 7 foot, 6'10", 6'11". It's close enough. 6'10", 7 foot. Kaminsky, big guy from Wisconsin, great player. And as well as Decker. Sam Decker. I like Sam Decker a lot. 6'9", can handle the ball. Yeah. He's like a white version of Kevin Durant. He can handle the ball. Mike Dunleavy, good player, good boy.
I like big physical guys, which is why I have to go with Okafor. I feel that Kaminsky's kind of a good combination of the two.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? I know you compared him to like a Dirk Nowitzki. I think that's pretty accurate.
That's the question. Would you rather have a true big man or a swing man like Dirk?
See, I think a true big man, again, I've mentioned this before.
Like Anthony Davis versus like Dirk or something.
I look at someone like a Shaq in his prime, you know what I mean? Like having that kind of size and being that physical, like down low and stuff is huge and can really turn the tide in favor of your team. So I think an Okafor is definitely my pick.
What's tough as a Duke fan, I'm rooting for Duke here. It's tough seeing Okafor because he's a freshman. Duke starts 3 freshmen. Some really talented players, also along with Tyus Jones, who's a great guard. Okafor is most likely going to go to the draft. I mean, it's why would he
gonna
stay?
be one
It's
and
like, do you
done.
want to take some more classes, some more online classes, or do you want to
Ooh, that's
make millions of
tough.
dollars? Like, I think I'll make the millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But what if some of these kids stayed? I mean, can you imagine? I mean, it's all fantasy here, but just some of these teams. I mean, Anthony Davis, we're talking about in our NBA section about possible MVP status, and he would have been a senior at Kentucky this year. It's huge.
How scary would that have been?
Can you imagine?
How
Oh my
crazy
gosh.
with all the talent they have. But that's the thing. That's the world we live in right now. Well, at least for one more season, at least, until players have to stay at least 2 seasons, which I believe starts next year. But yeah, it's like guys just don't really do that anymore. That was kind of something you saw maybe back in 80s, maybe when that kind of started to fall off. You know, suddenly guys were like, "Oh, if I can go pro, it's like, why am I wasting my time here?"
So let's also, before we go, I want to talk about coaches. The top coaches. A lot of great coaches here.
Tons.
Tom Izzo, Krzyzewski,
Calipari,
all these guys. Who's your coach, or who do you like as the coaching style the most?
all those coaches are great. Got to go Coach K. Got to go Coach K simply because of the fact that
As
he
you should, it's
basically,
Duke. As you
he
should.
basically, he's the face of that program. He's
Yeah.
made that program what they are today. Calipari is a great coach, but he's bounced around. Hell, the rumor is he might go back to the NBA.
Yeah.
Whereas Coach K is establishing, he's cementing his legacy with Duke. Coach K's court. You know, so that's-
His court.
Yeah.
So that's all we had to talk about today. A lot to get in. Hashtag 3MW. Share, your thoughts and your questions. Love to hear from you. As always, I'm David Griffin. You can find me at GriffinDE on Twitter.
And you can also find me on Twitter at Mr. Michael Alexis, and David and myself right here on the Stream.tv on the Arrow After Show.
And we will be here tomorrow, Friday, talk about some more sports. So stay tuned. Remember, hashtag 3MW, and we will see you tomorrow.